Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Farming Simulator 25. This has been recorded over the space of like 2 days and edited into one short 10-minute video. So here we go. So we started off, bought a cultivator for 8,000 because it was on sale, then bought a Steyr tractor because we needed a medium one, we needed the extra horsepower. It wasn't too expensive. Then bought ourselves a harvester header, a seeder, which again was not too expensive, quite happy with how cheap everything has been. I then bought a sprayer, got to my equipment, started attaching it all. Now, when I was attaching it, I had a little brain wave and thought to myself, you know what I should do? I'm going to build something to put all this equipment in. So I built this here, this round metal shed, which was part of a mod, which is pretty much all of the equipment I've literally just bought, they're all part of mods. Because mods make this game so much better. I then decided to go above and beyond and put a nice gravel path going around my farm, so I've got somewhere to put the equipment and to build in the future, and a path for me to drive down. I then wanted to smoothen it to get rid of this little curve thing, and every time I tried to do it, it just didn't work. So I had to go quite far away and try and level it from a fair distance back, which I did. I managed it, and now it's nice and smooth. So now with all that done, I decided to finally drive the harvester into the new shed. I went in front ways, decided nope, didn't want to do it that way, then went in backwards. Loads better. Then decided to attach the seeder, had a little look around the new tractor, see how it looked, filled the seeder, forgot to add the fertilizer, which I've only just realised now as I'm doing the voiceover. Yep, I'm gonna regret that. Well, no, in a future episode, because I'll sit there and go, why have I not got any fertilizer in it? But yeah, I dropped that off. Then dropped off the cultivator and the sprayer. Bought some liquid fertilizer to put into the sprayer. And then I realised the sprayer was not going to fit inside the little shed thing that I just built. So I decided to put it in the other shed. Now with all of that done and all of that dropped off, I eventually realised there was a tree in the way. A pretty big oak tree, and I wasn't happy with it. So I did what every other man would do. Bought a stump grinder, bought a chainsaw, and cut it down because I did not want it anywhere near me. I got to cutting, got to delimbing, and just got this ugly thing out of the way because I just didn't want it there. I say ugly thing. It was a nice tree. I did like how it looked. I just wished it was in a different place. So, as you can see, now just cutting the tree, delimbing it, and getting it ready to transport. But I don't have anything to transport it with, so I'm gonna have to buy a trailer. Now I will say, cutting down trees in Farming Simulator 25 is, I don't know, I feel it's a bit more difficult than 22. 22 felt a lot more simple, felt a lot more straightforward, whereas 25 it feels like the movement and the chainsaw's not as good. I then bought a Cargo J50 trailer and picked up the stump grinder and the Cargo J50 trailer, which I was then going to drive over and fill the trailer up with the wood. I then had a collision with a car as I was trying to go across the road because I wasn't really paying attention. And I then thought, what should I do first? Should I put everything in, or should I get rid of the stump? You know the answer. I got rid of the stump first, so I lined myself up and I annihilated this poor little stump and just watch it get sent to the Shadow Realm, never to be seen again. Poor little stump. I then left the trailer behind and decided I'm going to go put the stump grinder inside the shed in case I need it in the future. I was originally just going to sell it again, but then decided against it and thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it just in case because I feel like I will eventually cut down all of the other trees that are around the farm. So that now dropped off in the shed along with the harvester and the sprayer. I then showcased some fantastic driving by hitting something, reattached the trailer and started putting all of the wood into the back of the trailer. At first you can see I was trying to line it up correctly, trying to do it properly, and I thought, you know what, there's not that much wood for me to be this bothered about it being precise. So I thought, in the end, I just decided just to throw it all into the back and just hope it holds. And as if by magic, bang, it's all on the back. I then realised I had to drive to the opposite side of the map to deliver this wood, and got on an incredibly long drive over to the sawmill where I was going to drop off the wood. As you can see, it's quite a drive. Well, by Farming Simulator standards, it's a long drive. As I went past one of the grain mills, and eventually arrived at the sawmill, where I realised there was 3 train tracks which I had to go past. I have a feeling something's going to happen in the future. Subtle foreshadowing. It's going to happen. Believe me, it will. At least once I will get hit by the train. And as I was driving back, this happened. I got passed by what I can only describe as a wannabe Lewis Hamilton in a red car. He had no patience, he was not sticking around today, and he decided, you know what, I'm going straight past this tractor, and so did the other black car. No patience for the NPCs, they were not sticking around today. I then arrived back at my farm, and then thought, nope, I need to change the trailer now. I now need to modify this trailer to make so it can actually hold grain for when we're going to be doing the harvesting. So I changed it to capacity 8,500, added a cover to it, paid the price, reconnected to it, delivered it, and then decided I'm going to add some lights to the farm, because I don't know why, I just thought it's going to look a little bit dark at night, and then decided, you know what, I'm going to add some lights. I had 1 to the house, 4 in total to the sheds that I built, and then lined myself up, reversed back into the shed, nice parking, closed the doors to the metal shed, and I was quite happy with what I'd done. And that there was where I decided to end day 1. And as we went on to day 2, straight into the tractor, no messing around, let's get this day started. No need for an intro, just straight in. I was originally going to do 3 days worth here, but then I realised I don't have enough time, I need to edit it, I need to do voiceover. I wanted to cultivate, I then decided, no, I'm going to leave the AI to do it because I'm lazy. I was recording this quite early in the morning, take that into account. I then decided to do a baling contract to get some free money. Well, not exactly free money, I'm having to work for the money, but free in a sense. I decided to just blast my way through a baling contract, which was conveniently at field 46, which is just right next to me. It's literally my neighbouring field, like, it doesn't get much more simple than that. And it was the next field I was going to buy. Well, the plan was the next field to buy would have been field 46. So as I was working my way through this baling contract, because I'd rather do a baling contract than I would cultivate an entire field with a 4 meter wide cultivator. Because, I don't know, I just prefer baling over cultivating. And as the contract came to a close, I collected my money and then decided, you know what, I'm going to do a rock breaking contract as well. But that was after checking on the AI and seeing they've done it in the most tedious way possible. With the rock breaking contract, it was literally 6 of that. 6 of that noise. Just easy. Honestly, get a skid loader, you get the attachment on it, you just go up to the rock and you just hover over it. It's done. Nice and easy. That noise. 6 of them, and it was done. Then decided to do a bale wrapping contract afterwards because, you know, more money. There's nothing wrong with extra money, it's always a positive. Waited for the game to save, collected my money, and then decided I now need to check on the AI, who was actually for once almost done. And there we go. The AI and me had finally finished it because I decided to do a little bit at the end because I got annoyed at the AI taking forever to reverse. I then decided to park up, put the cultivator back where I got it from, and reverse the tractor back into its little home under here. Nice little place for a tractor. And this was where I decided to call it a day on the second day And to call it an end on this video, I know it's not exactly been the longest video, but it's heavily edited so it takes a while to do. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode where we will be seeding and eventually harvesting the field.